Here's some helpful advice the next time you need to post something on Facebook, Discord, Slack, and Teams. Try using the shortcut key combination of Shift and the Enter keys to skip to a new line without submitting the content. Once you've finished your thoughts, simply hit the Enter button to submit your post. Let me show you just what I'm talking about and how this works. So I'm now on my Facebook page. I'm ready to type something. If I were to just simply hit the Enter key to get to another line, this would automatically be posted. That's not what I want. I want to go to the next line, but I'm not ready yet to post this to Facebook. So I hit the Shift key and the Enter key, and I go to the next line. Now I can continue to type in that same message. Again, the Shift and Enter key gets me to the next line. Now, when I'm ready to submit all of this, simply hit the Enter key and you'll submit everything. That's simple. So remember, if you need to start a new line, simply hit the key combination of Shift and Enter. When you're ready to submit and post it, just hit the Enter for it to be submitted. And this works on Facebook, also works on Discord, Slack, and Teams, and there's probably quite a few other places where this works. Why not give it a try? And if you find something new, let me know. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Our presentation this morning is using Microsoft OneDrive. OneDrive was previously known as SkyDrive, and it's Microsoft's file hosting service. It was first launched in August of 2007. And what it does, it enables registered users to share and synchronize their files. It comes in 5 gigabytes of storage free of charge, with 100 gigabytes or 1 terabyte and 6 terabyte storage options available either separately or with Office 365 subscriptions. The OneDrive client app adds file synchronization and cloud backup features to the devices it's installed on. Some of the features of OneDrive is versioning. OneDrive keeps older versions of all files for up to 30 days. It has a recycle bin, which allows users to choose to delete what users chooses to delete is stored there for a time and can be reinstated until they are ultimately purged from OneDrive. You can download as zip files. Entire folders can be downloaded as a single zip file. For single downloads, there is a limit of 15 gigabytes. The total zip file size limit is 20 gigabytes, and up to 10,000 files can be included in a zip file. It also has files on demand. With Windows 10, OneDrive can utilize files where on demand, where files are synchronized with OneDrive, showing up in file listings, but they do not require any disk space. As soon as the content of the file is required, the file is downloaded to the background. There are client apps for OneDrive. You have it's available in Android, iOS, Windows 10, Windows 11, Xbox 360, Xbox One, that allows users to browse, view, and organize files stored on their OneDrive cloud storage. OneDrive desktop application for Microsoft Windows 8.1, 10, and 11, and Microsoft OS, which is 10.7 Lion or later, allows users to synchronize their entire OneDrive storage with their computers for offline access between and multiple computers. The OneDrive client for Windows allows users to fetch the content to their PCs via the web browser, provided the user enables that option. Mac OS users can fetch from a PC, but they can't do it vice versa. The Android and iOS versions also allow ℸ𝕠𝕟 photos to automatically be uploaded to OneDrive. There are several plans and upgrades that are available if you subscribe to Office Microsoft 365, which is now known as Microsoft 365 Family. It's $99 a year, and it allows up to 6 people to have a terabyte of storage. And then there's also the version, if you don't wish to, don't need the family version, you can buy the personal version, which is $9 per year. It also comes with 1 terabyte of storage. And for those that do not subscribe to Microsoft 365, there is a standalone version which offers 100 gigabytes for $19.99. And that would be additional to the 15 gigabytes that you get with that comes along with Windows. And then, of course, I'm sorry, I said 55. I'm sorry. Then there's the OneDrive Basic, which is 5 gigabytes, and that comes standard with the Windows operating systems. So to get OneDrive's installed on your computer, you want to do that only if you're not using a Windows 10 computer. If you have a Windows 10 computer, it already has OneDrive pre-installed. If you don't have Windows 10 or a standalone copy of Office 2016 or later, you can install the Windows version of the OneDrive Sync app by going to that URL. And when you go to that URL, you'll find this page, and it will offer you to download it. And again, if you already have it installed, you don't need to do this at all. So to get started, if you don't currently have an account, to sign into OneDrive, you want to select the Start button, search for OneDrive, and then open it. In Windows 10, just click on the Best Match. And then from there, when OneDrive starts, you want to enter your Microsoft account and select Sign In. If you don't have a Microsoft account, you'll need to create one. Some of the key points in the OneDrive setup is that there are 2 screens that are helpful to watch for. One is, this is your OneDrive folder screen. You'll want to select Next to accept the default folder locations for your OneDrive files. Your default location probably would be users and the username. If you want to change that folder location, you can click on Change Location. This would be the best time to do this. On the All Your Files Ready and On Demand screen, you'll see how files are marked to show them as online only, local available, or always available. Files on Demand helps you access all your files in OneDrive without having to download all of them and use storage space on your Windows device. then you just select next to sync your files. As you can see by the graphic here, the open cloud shows that that particular file is available when online. And then when it is downloaded, you'll see it's a circle with a check, means it's available on that device and it's downloaded physically to your hard drive. You can also mark your important files to ensure that they're always accessed, even when you're offline. So that means that even though you do not have internet access, you're still able to access that file. You want to make note, if you've already synced OneDrive to your computer using the previous sync app we just discussed, you've just installed the sync app, you won't see this is your OneDrive folder or the sync files from your OneDrive screen during the OneDrive setup. The sync app automatically takes over syncing in the same folder location you were using before. To choose which folders you're syncing, you'll want to right-click the blue cloud icon on the task notification area and select Settings Account to Folder. As you can see as this example, you're on your notification area, you'll see a little cloud. You want to click that, and that will bring up this screen you see here. And you want to go up and click on the gear. When you click on the gear, that will take you to this applet, which you will see, it'll open up in the Account tab. And then you'll want to choose folders by clicking here, and then you'll get this screen. And here you can choose to make all the files that you have available online, or you can go in and pick and choose the ones that you do not want to be OneDrive, just the ones that you want to store there. And then once you've chosen the ones that you want to put in OneDrive, you just click OK. And then once you've done that, you're all set. You'll see all your files that are in OneDrive in File Manager. They'll be under a folder that is identified as OneDrive. So these are all my folders I have in my OneDrive folder. Although they're listed here, they're actually physically located in the cloud. And the reason why I know that, because I see the little cloud icon, with the exception of this one file here, which is presently is downloaded to my So once you've done that, you will have a new white and blue or blue cloud icon. And you may have both on your notification area, and your files are synced to your computer. The white or blue cloud will appear as OneDrive when you hover over the icon. Here. Anytime you want to change the folder you sync on your computer, you're want to right-click on that cloud icon I just showed you, and again go to Settings, Account, and choose Folders, and you can then make changes of which folders you want to sync to the cloud and which ones you do not. You also will see you can find other information such as settings, backup, network, office, and about. One of the signature features of OneDrive is Files on Demand. It gives you the ability to browse through your entire collection of OneDrive files using the File Explorer, even if those files are not synced to your PC. Dropbox has a similar feature called Smart Sync, but it's only available on the paid plans. If you open a file, OneDrive downloads it immediately. That's the on-the-demand part. And you can also mark files to be available even if you're not connected to the internet. To use this feature, you want to right-click any file or folder and then click Always Keep on this device. A solid green icon in the status column shows which files are available offline. So here's the example. The solid green check mark indicates files are available locally even when you're offline, as you hear. If you no longer want to keep those files offline, you can right-click on the file or the folder and then click Free Up Space to remove the local copies. They remain available in the cloud on demand. Here's a bigger picture. As you see here, the picture folder is now downloaded to and available on my PC, while the other ones, documents and the shared folder is still in the cloud. It's also, you can tell it's shared because there's a little people icon next to it. The music folder has the circle that's going, that means it's being synced. But once you've done that, your OneDrive has been successfully set up. Next week, we'll discuss using OneDrive as a backup. We'll talk about OneDrive Web. We'll talk about the personal vault. And then also for those people that absolutely want to have nothing to do with OneDrive, we'll talk about how to disable OneDrive.
Well, that's a haunting sound and one that brings back memories when I worked as a physician in the emergency department. The ambulance is coming. We have a sick patient. There's communication and dialogue between the paramedics and the emergency department. We have to get ready, and the more information we have about patient coming, the better off we're going to be. But where do we get that information? Well, the paramedics try to get it at the scene. But if the patient is unconscious, where do we find out? Are they allergic to anything? What medications are they on? Lots of information we need to know before that ambulance arrives in the emergency department. That's where you can help by filling out the emergency medical information on your phone, because that is the first place the paramedics go to retrieve the information. Now, that information is going to be on the unlocked part of your phone. Anyone can actually observe that, but if you're unconscious, it could be a life and death situation. So today we're going to look at how to fill out that medical information on an Android phone. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help explain technology. Now, you know the old like and subscribe and click the notification, and we'll notify you when we make a new video. It could be a life and death decision. Anyway, let's get on with the video and look at how to fill out the medical information on an Android phone. So the important thing for you to know is that the medical information entered today is going to be done on my Pixel 6 phone, and it's going to be on Android 12. Now, the menuing system is different on different phones and different versions of Android, but the principles are still the same. So let's go ahead and just see what happens when I enter the medical information on my Pixel 6 phone with Android 12. All right, let's go to the safety and emergency services on your phone. And we're going to open up medical information to start with. All right, the first thing obviously is your name. You can enter your name. The second thing is blood type. Now, in 2022, this is not important. We don't need to know your blood type when you come into the emergency department. This is something that is quickly available now. When you used to watch MASH and saw dog tags, well, that maybe was important, but not in 2022. And particularly in Canada, there's no way you know what your blood test is unless you give blood. Coming down to allergies. Allergies, of course, are important. Please keep this updated. I have no allergies except to elastoplast. Medications, this is extremely important because the unconscious patient coming into the emergency department, we have no idea what medication you're on. Please update this. Address is very important because we often need to contact loved ones and people involved in your care. However, I'll be cautious about this in just a second. And as we come down and we click the more, it asks for any medical notes. And I think this is important. In the medical notes, your primary care physician address and phone number is great to put in the medical notes, or any comments or concerns you have about your health. This is where we would look to find specifics. Then, of course, come down to organ donor. This is so important to know, and this can be in very confusing times when people are very ill. We want to know if they're an organ donor, and this is a very good place to put that. If you look down at the very bottom here, this is so important. To help with emergency, people can view this without unlocking your device. So the information you're going to put above is going to be viewed by people who have your phone and don't have to unlock it to see this information. And the caution I put on that is you also have to be careful because, of course, if you lost your phone, people are going to be able to view this information without having to unlock it. So you do have to be a little bit cautious, particularly with your address and information you want to put in here. You can change the settings. If you click here, you'll see it's an easy to change this setting. You just click here and it now will not be available to emergency personnel. I should tell you though, is if you do decide to do that, then emergency personnel wouldn't know your password, so they wouldn't be able to get into your phone. So the information wouldn't be available for the ambulance attendants. So that is medical information, the medical information section. All right, the second one here is, of course, emergency contacts. This is pretty straightforward. If we click this, we can now add emergency contacts, and we'll go over this in just a minute later on in this section. But to obviously, you have to be careful. To help an emergency, people can view and call these contacts without unlocking your device. Again, this allows the emergency services people to contact people who you have designated who might know something about your health. This could be a family member or a close friend. You can also change this setting again, and we can, of course, turn this off so you will not have access to this information if that's your wish. But again, that really makes this feature pretty well useless. So you'll want to leave that turned on, and you'll want to add your emergency contacts. All right, let's look at the emergency SOS feature now. We're going to come and I'm going to click this, and this is going to give us the emergency SOS feature of the phone. I have mine, of course, turned on. You can turn this on or you can turn it off. Okay. So we're now going to try the demo of an SOS. It will tell us how to start an emergency SOS, the 5-second countdown, and how to cancel the SOS, and what to expect after the countdown. And keep in mind, this is a simulation. So I'm going to click the start button now, and let's see how this will work. So that's how you would click it 5 times, the power button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to start the sequence of events, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to start. So we're going to go to the next step, and you'll see the countdown timer, and it's going to call emergency services. So what to expect after the countdown timer? Calling, sharing, and recording will automatically start. You can choose which of these features you want to use in settings, and boom, this is all going to start a sequence of events. So now we're back at the main menu. Let's look how we would set this up. If we come down, first of all, there is a sound, an alarm sound that will be played, and this is an example of what the sound is going to sound like. Now, the next option you have is, do you want emergency services called? In most cases, I would think you would probably want 911 called. But if you had a medical problem in which required a lot of care, you may have this set up so that you turn this off, and you could then just have your close contacts called for an event. So you may not always want 911 called. So all as I'm showing you here, in most cases, you would leave this on. The next feature is sharing the info with emergency contacts. Now, if you add your emergency contacts in here, then these are the people that could be contacted rather than 911. So if you had, let's say, an elderly patient you were caring for, and they had maybe a fall and didn't need 911, maybe if you lived in the same house, then they could simply, this would contact you rather than 911. So you have your option, and you can certainly have both on here so that it would contact both emergency services and both your emergency contacts. You can actually, if we click on, you can actually record a video. So you can record a video that would play for the emergency services, which is sort of interesting. To record the video, it's very easy. You just click here and record. You have here auto share. After backup, a link to the download, your video is automatically shared with your emergency contacts. You can choose to cancel sharing when recording ends. So you can either share this or share it. So you have your option of either sharing or not, and your phone records up to 45 minutes per video. So you can have a fairly long video if you want it played. So this is an option that you can actually share your video, and if you do have some complicated medical problems that you want to create a synopsis and have it available, this is a good option for you. Okay, let's look at car crash detection. This is actually where your phone can detect when you've been in a car crash and notify emergency services. This is only available at present on the Pixel phone, but it was announced this week that this will be rolling out for all Android phones. So watch for this feature when it comes if you do not have a Pixel phone. This is where car crash detection will actually tell when you've been in an accident. So I have mine turned on. And if your phone detects that you've been in a severe car crash, Pixel will vibrate, sound an alarm, and ask you if you need help. If you don't respond, Pixel will attempt to contact 911 and provide your location and car crash data. So let's see how this might look. We're going to try a demo.
Car crash detected. Say, emergency, to call 911 now. Otherwise, say, cancel.
And you have 60 seconds to make up your mind. And if you click I'm okay, you can certainly say I'm okay or call 911. I'm going to click I'm okay. If you don't respond, Pixel attempts to contact 911 to provide your location and car crash data. So I have this turned on, and I wonder how this will work on my e-bike if I get into a bit of a crash up on it. I'll let you know. Crisis alerts. So when we click this, we'll see crisis alerts. I'm going to turn this on and leave it on. I think this is an excellent feature. I get notified about natural disasters and public emergencies affecting your area. Keep in mind, Pixel may not notify you about all public emergencies. You can use this setting to manage certain emergency messages like disaster warnings, threat notification, and Amber Alerts. Important, you can use this setting to manage certain emergency messages like disaster warnings, threat notification, and Amber Alerts. You can turn alert types on or off, view past alerts, and control sound and vibration. I guess I've got incoming to the emergency department, so I'm sorry I'm going to have to leave you right away. Please help us by filling out the emergency notification on your smartphone. It makes a big difference and certainly will help us save lives in the emergency department. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help you understand technology. Remember the like and subscribe and the notification bell, and we'll send you a notification when we make a new video. I hope you've enjoyed this very important video, and we'll see you again soon.